I started drinking at 17 years old in high school. I was an alcoholic right away, blackout drinker. Of course, at that time in high school, I had all these hopes and these dreams, and I had this idea of where my life was going to go. But after I started drinking, that almost immediately went right out the window. It just became my entire life. There was nothing else I wanted to do. It was all consuming. And being wrapped up in addiction like that, I also completely disregarded everybody around me. And it was just an endless cycle. You know, I would take 2 steps forward, pick up a drink, 10 steps back. And now, at 34 years old, I don't know what it was, how it happened, but a staff member at GBAC entered my life, and suddenly I had like this, almost like an awakening. The program at GBAC really gave me a new purpose and made me want to be in recovery and want to be sober, whereas before I was just hopeless, and I kind of resigned myself to the fact that this was my life. I really wasn't going anywhere fast, and it would probably end up with me dying. If not, you know, by some random accident. It was a slow suicide, but that's when everything turned around. I've relapsed time and time again. This time around, I looked at my mother, who's been with me every step of the way, and dragged her through the mud. But when I looked at my mother this time around, she just really was completely indifferent. She wasn't mad, she wasn't sad. She really had no response to me relapsing this time. And I think it was at that point that I was like, all right, I need to do this for myself, and I need to do it for everybody else around me. So when I re-entered programming at GBAC, that's when I really got serious about my recovery for the first time, and I was open to suggestions. I really wanted to become involved in the 12 steps and, you know, AA and the fellowship and everything that surrounds it. And that was the game changer for me, big time. That was the other part of coming to GBAC that I was really hesitant about, was the concept of groups. I was convinced that I couldn't do group therapy. I didn't want to do group therapy. I wanted my own therapist at all times, and just, I didn't want to share my experience with anybody. But once I entered the groups, and once I came to GBAC, I recognized very quickly it was a small, intimate setting. All the staff treats you like family. It's very individualized, even though there is a group of people sitting in on groups. It wasn't a large group at all, but I did feel so comfortable just sharing with everyone. It was a sense of everybody wanting to be there to help you, and you wanting to be there to help other people as well. Because you learn very quickly, and like, we're all in the same boat. There's no one person that's better than the other person. And we all have the same goal, and that's to be sober and to live a better quality of life. So it was honestly something that I learned to love and grew to love. And if I was to do it all over again, like group therapy or really anything involving a group, I'm very happy to do it, just because of the experience that I've had at GBAC. Today, I'm about 8 months sober. I have never had that length of sobriety where I felt like I was whole. I've had terms of sobriety before that were longer, but I was, you know, a dry drunk. And there was, I know like this is kind of cliche to say, but there was my life before I got sober, and there's my life after I got sober this time. Before, I was terrified. I was scared of everything. I would isolate. I pushed everybody away from me. I was unhappy. I was so miserable. I was hopeless. And I really just didn't see a future for myself at all. Coming to GBAC and be afforded all the opportunities that I have had here, especially, you know, going from being a client to now working as a case manager here, it gives me a renewed sense of hope. I know that I have a purpose. I know that I want to be present for those around me, and I want to make a difference in the lives of other addicts as well, because I want to be giving, like they say, what was so freely given to me. I want to give it back. It's night and day, the type of person that I was to who I am today. And entering programming at GBAC as well, I did have a completely different idea of what I wanted to do with my life had I ever gotten sober. But now I really want to work in recovery, and I've been given that opportunity, and I hope that I can continue to help in that way for a long time to come. My advice to anybody who's toying with the idea of, do I have a problem? If there's any question in your mind that you have an issue with addiction, you probably do. If your life is out of control, if you've lost people that you've loved, if you've lost important things to you in your life, you need to seek help. Don't hesitate to do it. Because you can't do it alone. You really can't. I'm sure that there are people out there that have tried to do it alone, and it doesn't work. And my best advice is to go out there, get the help, take the suggestions, go in with an open mind and an open heart, and have faith in the program. That's my best advice, because GBAC has changed my life. If nothing else, it has literally saved my life. And I've been blessed to be a part of it.